Hello and welcome to Jeff Cotton's Talking Balls. Today, our special guest is one of the legends of Australian cricket. He captained Australia for 7 years and is the most successful Test captain of all time, with 48 victories in 77 Tests. He's also the only player in history to have been involved in 100 Test victories. He is, of course, Ricky Punting. Ricky, thanks for joining us.
No worries, mate.
It's now more than a year since England's Ashes series victory in Australia. How do you look back on that series now?
Oh, look, we know that we were beaten by better sides, so credit to England for that. They just played better cricket than we did in that series.
And how do you respond to your critics who say that your team was underprepared for that series?
No, look, we prepared for that series in just the same way as we did any other series, mate. We just weren't prepared for England's psychological tactics.
Psychological tactics? You mean sledging?
Nah, look, the England team can't sledge to save their lives. All the Poms can do out on the pitch is whinge. No, I'm talking about their off-the-field tactics.
Off-the-field tactics?
Too right, mate. You see, every morning before we got into the dressing room, the Poms would sneak in there early and leave newspapers open where they knew we'd be bound to see them and read them.
With stories about the state of the match?
Nah, look, we knew all about that, mate. No, these stories were only about one thing. Liz Hurley.
Liz Hurley?
Too right, mate. You see, once our bloke saw that an ordinary fat bloke like Shane Warne could have a makeover and pull a stonkingly fit Sheila like her, well, they all started taking better care of themselves.
Well, that's a good thing, surely.
Yeah, normally it would be, but they took it too far. So the bowlers didn't want to bowl too fast to save their energy for all the models at the celebrity parties after the game. The catchers didn't want to take catches because it would ruin their manicures. And worst of all, the batters didn't want to go out and play long innings out in the sun because they knew that all that time out there would just give them more lines on their foreheads. They're just going to have to go get Botox later.
So, Ricky, how will you combat this tactic in the back-to-back 2013-14 Ashes series?
Oh, we got an answer, mate. Don't you worry about that. We're going to bring a striking pair. And we reckon that once they get in the faces of the England batters, give them a few headaches, I can tell you.
And this striking pair are new discoveries?
No, they've been around for a while, but they're still up for it and in good shape. And we reckon that once they get in the faces of the England batters, well, give them a few sleepless nights, I reckon.
So, can you tell us the name of this striking pair?
Sure thing, mate. Elle Macpherson.
Ricky, thanks so much for joining us today. It looks like it's going to be a back-to-back and girl-on-girl Ashes series.
Too right, mate. And may the fittest Sheila win.
Cheers, Ricky.
No worries, mate.
Ricky Punting there, setting up a mouth-watering contest to look forward to in 2013-14. Join us next week on Talking Balls, when our special guest will be Shane Warne, and we'll be talking about line and length, the lines that have disappeared from his forehead and the lengths he went to pull Liz Hurley. That's next week on Talking Balls. Getting to the heart of sport on Sport FM. Jeff Cotton's Talking Balls. Jeff Cotton's Talking Balls is brought to you in association with Whiplash & Partners, the UK's leading ambulance-chasing legal advisors. Have you had an accident that wasn't your fault? No? Call us free and we'll arrange one for you. Remember, your misfortune is our good fortune. Whiplash & Partners are regulated by the Law Society. Your calls will be recorded so that we can all laugh at how big a percentage of your compensation we'll take for ourselves.
And before we leave the subject of sport, Anna and I would just like to say a very big thank you to Sports Direct for donating our football, tennis and cricket outfits for the show. Well, okay, they didn't exactly donate them. We just didn't think that the Ealing store would miss them.